not looking for just the everyday person to run this country. We're looking for top-tier elite people. And listen, I would agree with most Americans, the Congress we have, I'm not a huge fan, but what I am a fan of is paying people relative to other jobs. We need to think about boomers as well. We need to talk about boomers because it takes two to tango. Millennials are being empowered by their baby boomer parents to do this. If boomers wanted to stop...
Are you blaming us after all we've done for you?
Boomers have to take responsibility just like millennials do. Otherwise, you can't look at this fairly.
Your parents hate you?
My parents love me, I hope.
Good.
Maybe not after this segment.
Yeah, right,
prior to this segment, my parents love me.
There's no doubt about it that July is the month where consumers start to spend more. That's thanks in part to Amazon Prime Day, which you just talked about. This has really ushered in a brand new kind of spending. What you used to see on something like Black Friday, we're seeing Black Friday in July. More retailers are getting involved. More consumers are spending. And because of that, I think a lot of stores are excited, cautiously optimistic, but also a little afraid. So yeah, they're being strict in some ways, but in other ways, they're being really innovative. Returnless refund means you can say, I don't like it, I'm not satisfied. They're going to refund you the money, and you don't even have to return the object.
Can you blame them for not jumping into the stock market?
I cannot blame them at all, and I am one of them. You know, I think it's tough. We were raised in a period of time where there was such economic prosperity. You know, we saw incredible wealth, we saw opportunity, and then we entered the job market, and look what's happened. Whether it's coming from the right or whether it's coming from the left, there's a consumer push to stop working with him. And they're a business. They have a responsibility to listen to their shareholders.
They have a responsibility to cave to moveon.org?
I hear what you're saying, but I'm not so sure I would look at this as a cave. They created this thing, Bring Your Parents to Work Day, where their parents could come in and get sort of an inside glimpse at what they're doing every day. I think it's a great way for the work family to combine with the real life family. Go around and they say, we're a platform, we're not a publisher. In fact, they are a publisher. So we have 45% of Americans getting news from Facebook. Like you said, there is going to be a bias, but there has to be checks and balances. But I think what it comes down to is collaboration. And does a city feel like a place where you can go, meet interesting people? Is the talent pool there, people that you relate to, people that you associate with? And what's the overall ecosystem and climate for small business in the area? The question is, will consumers respond? Transparency is key these days, especially with a lot of these big brands. They're realizing that they can actually differentiate themselves if they go with a little more natural feel. People want to do well. People want to rise up. They want to have successful companies, successful lives. And if a politician can talk to them in a channel that feels relevant, in a way that feels relevant, of course they're going to listen. Danny Meyer is a trendsetter, right? He does things. He's an innovator. People follow him. What I'm concerned about is that a lot of other restaurants are going to start to do this. It's going to become the norm. And then all of a sudden, small businesses...
She says it's a good norm.
I'm not so sure it is. Again, look at the servers, right? They're making hundreds of dollars a night. Okay, maybe they're making more than the kitchen staff, but all of a sudden they're going... But all of a sudden they're going to $9 an hour plus a revenue share. I understand that there is a lot of risk and that they're scared to get involved, but the fact of the matter is you cannot win the game if you don't play the game. They have to get involved. They have to start. Otherwise, they're going to end up with nothing. I think this generation gets a bad rap for being apathetic and being entitled. I think that they're very focused on self-expression. I think they know who they are and they know what they want. And maybe this is the first time that a generation has really championed that. I might get some hate comments for it, but I truly believe it.